morning, everybody. Our reading today is Romans chapter 12, verses 1 through 8. And in Romans 12, the Apostle Paul begins to make a shift. He's been talking to us about the good news, about grace, about God's mercy to us. But now, starting in chapter 12, he's going to begin talking about how we should live in light of that. And Paul says in Romans chapter 12 that in light of God's mercy, we should offer our bodies as a living sacrifice. That is, our lives should become wholly surrendered to the Lord and to His will. And we should begin to act in a way that is holy and pleasing to Him, and that this will be the result of true worship. In our series, we've been talking about what we worship. And as the Lord is first in our heart, when He's the one that we worship, the actions that will flow from that is a life that is surrendered to the Lord and to His will, and it's holy and pleasing to Him. And he says that in order to do this, we need to begin to renew our mind. And this is something we've been talking about in the Idol series as well, that our actions flow from our feelings, and our feelings flow from our thoughts. So to really change the way that we act and live, we have to go back a couple steps to how we think. Or as the Apostle Paul puts it, we need to renew our mind in God's truth, God's will, and God's way of thinking. And in this passage too, he gives us one of the first ways that we ought to begin to think differently. And he says that we need to think of ourselves with sober judgment, with humility, in terms of how we serve in the body of Christ. That each of us has been given a gift. We need to use it humbly as part of a team with others in the body of Christ. We shouldn't think that we don't need other people and their gifts. We do need other people and their gifts. And he says if we have a gift, we need to use it diligently, because God has a purpose for it within the larger body. So that's one of the first ways that you and I need to renew our mind in the Lord. And so perhaps there's two applications here. One is that I can think too highly of myself. I can think that I don't need other people. I don't need the contributions that they have to my life, and that's wrong. We need to have a humble attitude because we need the other gifts God's put in the body. The other application is we shouldn't think that other people don't need me, that we need to understand God has given each of us a gift, and we have an obligation in view of God's mercy to use it diligently to serve other people. So I need others and they need me, and that's one of the first ways that we need to renew our mind. Have a great day, everybody.